Hi everyone, welcome to Marketing Shred. Today we're teaming up with ChatGPT to build a Notion template from scratch, a simple setup to organize your work and plan your week. We'll build together pages, subpages, and trackers, to-do lists, and even a few widgets to make it all come alive. Let's get started. First of all, let's begin with setting up the dashboard. Let's open ChatGPT and make sure you have developer mode enabled. Also, make sure your Notion MCP is connected. In this example, we used Rube.app to connect ChatGPT to Notion. You can watch the video link below for step-by-step setup instructions. Next, we ask Notion where we can create a new page. Typically, this will be inside a workspace or team space. Now, we'll create a new page called Dashboard Work in Notion, directly from ChatGPT. As you can see, ChatGPT confirms that a new page named Dashboard Work has been created under the Getting Started section. Let's add an icon to the page to personalize it. I'll do it directly from here. And as you can see, the icon now appears at the top of the page. I've also added a cover image manually, so I could pick from a wider set of options. In Notion, everything is built using blocks. Blocks are the basic units of content, and they can be pretty much anything you see in this menu. Next, I'm going to add a callout section right under the page title to display a quote in the dashboard. The first block I'm using is a callout block, and you'll see what it looks like in a second. Sometimes Notion gets a bit buggy and places the block at the bottom of the page. As you can see, it even created the callout twice. I'll just delete the extra one manually. Now I'll ask ChatGPT to generate a quote I like and drop it into the callout block. And here it is, added in the exact style I requested. Now let's create a widget to be added to this dashboard. To add widgets to your Notion dashboard, the flow is basically always the same. I'll show you using Indify as the example. Once you create a free Indify account, you'll land on a page showing all the widget types you can build. Let's start with a clock widget. Click Create Widget, give it a name, and hit Continue. Choose your clock style, colors, and time zone. When you're done, click Copy at the bottom to grab the embed link. You can follow the same system for the calendar and weather widgets. Now let's look into the subpages creation. Next, we're going to set up the subpages inside our dashboard. Think of these as little rooms dedicated to different parts of your life: work, content, hobbies, whatever you want. First, let's create the section where these subpages will live. When ChatGPT creates these subpages, you might see them appear with generic names like subpage 1, subpage 2, subpage 3, and so on. That's totally normal. It's just Notion's default behavior when new pages are generated quickly. At this point, ChatGPT will ask whether you want to rename them. And yes, we do want to rename them according to our preferences. It will ask if you also want to add icons. Let's go ahead and do this. Now that all the subpages are created, we need to organize them into a 4-column layout. Notion doesn't let ChatGPT drag and rearrange blocks directly on the page, so this part needs a little manual tweaking from your side. Just grab each subpage and drag it into the position you want, reshaping the layout into 4 columns. Now that the subpages are arranged, let's make each section visually pop. For every subpage, we're going to add a fitting image that represents that area. You can either ask ChatGPT to search for an image idea on the web, for example, or you can simply upload your own images if you already have a style you prefer. Now that all 4 images are set, let's move to the next section, adding a task manager / to-do list using the list database. We can now ask ChatGPT to add a new block called tasks. And that's it. ChatGPT confirms that the new section has been added. Now we need to add a database block right below this section. All set, ChatGPT added a database below the task section, and you can now see it in Notion. This part needs to be done manually. You have to name each main database item directly in Notion. Now let's add some predefined tasks through ChatGPT. We need to do a bit of manual arranging in Notion, but finally we've got our task list set up with statuses like not started, in progress, and so on. Thanks for joining. Part 2 is coming soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.